The HARC Pro Series makes its first stop at the dirt track this year and its first stop in Canada, and there was a huge surprise on the front row. A.J. Green in the 55 Jolly Rogers Pontiac was able to steal the pole position away from the rest of the field. Big, unexpected turn of events as A.J. Green is mired near the bottom of the standings, has had an awful year, had a solid effort going in Watkins Glen, which ended prematurely in that one. But A.J. Green, great qualifying effort in that unconventionally colored number 55, and he's starting to run away from the field 3 wide for the second place position right behind them. We have to look back to Spencer Fullerton in the 73 machine. He's going to get a couple of positions on this one, move his way up to 4th. Fullerton out of Ontario has got a lot of support up here in Canada. We're in Quebec right now, but the Canadian crowd wants to see a fellow countryman get this victory today. So Fullerton, a lot of support in the crowd as he weaves his way up to the front in that number 73 machine. One of the longtime veterans of the HARC series. Ooh, contacts behind them. Brian Fox and Carlin Dumian almost get into each other. They save it. Chris Dodd in car number 88A has been having a great season so far. He's been consistent almost every race, has a victory at Jennerstown and sits in the top 10 in points. He's going to steal the race lead away from A.J. Green. Chris Dodd really turned heads last year as one of the standout rookies in the HARC USA Tour, was up to 4th in points, got a win at Oswego as well. This year, having a equally great season, he's got his eye on the gold. He wants to win this championship this year, and he's in a good position to do it. He just needs to keep consistent for the rest of the year. Right now, leading this one here at Granby, but he's got a little bit of a challenge from car number 44, Jim Gambit. Jim Gambit we haven't talked a lot about in race number 1, but he's got a couple of podium finishes in race 2 on the year. Jim Gambit's going to go low and take the race lead away. John Gambit, his brother, was very good in the dirt tracks last year in the USA Tour. Looks like he's been kind of learning from his brother. Gambit was actually leading, John Gambit that is, was actually leading at Oswego last year until mechanical failure put him out of it. First caution would happen on lap number 12. Tommy Turbo gets loose, collects Van Evenhoven, and Robert Piet, the defending champion, is going to get involved as well. And ooh, Tommy Turbo not too happy with himself there. He just plows through the 82 of Robert Piet on his way to get back on track. Let's see if we can take another look at this one. Yeah, the number 3 just got down on the low line, just not enough grip down there. Slides up into Van Evenhoven and Piet. All 3 of them continue, but officials are warning him about that contact with the 82 there. They felt that was a little bit uncalled for. Coming to the restart line, car number 44, Jim Gambit, really rockets off the start. He's got the 55 of A.J. Green in second place, still hanging in there and battling with these top competitors. Gambit trying to run away. Spencer Fullerton, the challenge for second place underneath the 55 of Green. Dodd's going to try and help him along on the inside line, but Gambit seems to be pretty secure up front at the moment as he's going to try and hang on to this one. Fullerton by, there's Chris Dodd looking to the inside line there, trying to steal position away. Oh, car number 55, Matt McIntyre, Wilmot winner last year, gets turned by Lagacy, makes contact with the wall, trying to get back on the racetrack. Big crash in turn number 3. John Artenvald, Van Evenhoven, who was on pit road for some damage, is gonna end his day with that contact. And it looks like we have some more issues. Coming to the caution line, looks like Blake Camphausen just turned Ike Durbin. Ike Durbin was all the way up in the 6th place position, having a good run, and that's going to be ended right here. I'm not sure if the officials are going to be too happy with what Blake Camphausen did. Let's take a look at a replay of what happened here. So it looks like, yeah, I think Lagacy just kind of crowded the 58 to the inside line, collects Arndt, collects Angle Ram as well. There's Van Evenhoven with heavy damage. The rest of these guys would end up scot-free. They wouldn't have too much issue, but McIntyre, Van Evenhoven, and Durbin all go out under that caution. Jim Gambit leads them to the restart yet again, but Chris Dodd gets a better drop on him. He's looking to the inside line. Pass on the back straightaway. Can he get it done into turn number 3? He's got help from Green. Looking low. There's Max Anderson. You got to be careful. You don't want to get railroaded on the inside line. It's a quicker line down there. A lot of these guys having a hard time running the outside on this dirt track. Some dirt tracks you can get it done. It seems like it's not the proper conditions today. The 88 of Chris Dodd, the Puerto Rican sensation, out front. Max Anderson's going to steal second place away, and he's making a charge for the lead. Haven't talked a lot about Anderson, but he's had some solid efforts on these short tracks. I recall at Jennerstown he was in a solid top 10 position. But Max Anderson's going to go out front in the RTS chassis, number 43. Trying to hang on to it. Chris Dodd, though, making a crossover move to the inside line. Can he get it done? Fullerton's peeking down low. There's Skylar Johnson out of nowhere, up to the 4th place position. A lot of positions really shuffling on the racetrack. Anderson holds off Dodd for now, but the 88 car looking low on the inside line, trying to get it done. Anderson can't keep it to the bottom, but Dodd not going to be able to capitalize. A couple laps later, Dodd is going to try again on car number 43. He's going to go to the inside line, but here comes Skylar Johnson in that Domino's Ford. Johnson looking low. She's doing pretty well this year in points. Looking down to the inside line, drag race to the line, Anderson into the wall, and Johnson will lead that lap, get herself a potential bonus point as Johnson goes to the race lead. Great job for Skylar Johnson. That team has had success with Johnson. Finguy's been struggling, both of them in this race today, trying to get good runs for the Saitomi Finguy group. Chris Dodd trying to size up his opponent, see if he can get by her. Looking to the inside line, here comes Chris Dodd with the charge again. I think Chris Dodd's going to be the car to beat today. Such a strong machine underneath. The rookie of last year, considered one of the top drivers in only his first season on the tour. Chris Dodd going to go back to the race lead as he's going to try and pull away from the 29 of Skylar Johnson and some new competitors in the fray. There's Carlin Doomian in the 1, the 42 of Colin McGovern. We haven't seen too much of him. We want to shout out these drivers here. This is Aiden Shepard with a new paint scheme. Car number 15 as well. Oh, that was a car to the inside wall. We were going to talk about the paint schemes on the 14 and 15, how they've changed for the rest of the year, but there was some heavy contact down to the inside wall. I don't know who that was. Oh, it looks like it was Andy Thomas. What happened here? John Bunnell's going to turn the 43, and it looks like something goes wrong with the steering. Oh, that's heavy contact with the pit wall. That is an absolutely devastating crash on the back straightaway. I hope Annie Thomas is alright, but she is done for today. We got to report that the steering wheel came loose. And that wasn't all to this wreck. A couple of cars going to get loose trying to avoid her. Crasta goes around. Now it looks like, I think Carter and Roush went over in turns 1 and 2. Let's get another angle of this one. There you see the 43, the 93 with that horrible wreck. Looks like Roush gets up on 2 wheels, and oh, a horrible flip for Mitchell Carter in car number 80. Let's take a look at what happened to Carter. It was kind of out of frame, so they all get loose in the trying to avoid 93. And oh man, he goes over several times. Galoa Hankins involved as well in the 0. And Mitchell Carter's going to be done for today on board with the 80. See what he saw. Oh, you could just see that wreck, and that'd make any driver flinch, seeing that come at you. And just ground sky, ground sky, ground sky. Lands on his wheels, fortunately, but that is going to be it for today. Here's one more on board with Scott Roush. We'll have to see what he saw after he gets drilled into the wall and grinds the side of the racetrack.
The car's undersides are destroyed. I hope the Max is okay, though. Well, I guess we'll go out and get him next week, guys.
Scott Roush disappointed in the 696. He is going to be done for today. Chris Dodd leads him back to the line. Good restart for Chris Dodd as he tries to gap the 42 of Colin McGovern in the 42. Haven't talked a lot about McGovern in race number 1. He's made a couple of appearances, but has not really been a front runner in the HARC Pro Series. Jim Gambit going down low in the 44 machine, trying to get that cornflakes machine up to the front. Nice paint scheme on that car. Chris Dodd trying to hang on to a lot of solid competitors behind him, but Chris Dodd is definitely the man to beat. Sidney Crasta almost got turned by Skylar Johnson. He saves it coming out of turn number 2, and he's going to make a diving pass, gain a lot of positions that lap. He goes from 5th to 2nd in 1 lap. Great job for Sidney Crasta, who's been another driver who hasn't really gotten the win count this year, but has had really good runs. Watkins Glen was a big example. Jim Gambit, issues for the 44. We saw him drifting far behind. What happened? So he's going to cross the line, and that car is just going to have it looks like an electrical failure. Just loses all power. You know, you get rattled around these cars. Sometimes it loosens a wire. That car is going to stop on the racetrack. Tony Tavoularis gets into the back of the 42, and he's going to stop on the racetrack. Caution will come out. for the 44. Let's take a look at what happened to Tony Tavoularis out of Quebec. Makes heavy contact with Colin McGovern, and it's been a bad luck year for Tony, and looks like it's going to be it for today. Tavoularis had his best qualifying effort this race of 26th, just to show you what his season's been like in perspective. Chris Dodd keeps it out front. Sidney Crasta, though, is in the catbird seat trying to find a way by the 88A. He looks low. Crasta's been aggressive all season long when he makes these passes, and it looks like he's going to go for a grand effort through turn number 3 and 4. Can Crasta get it done? Has the nose underneath, drag race to the line. Crasta will lead the lap. Skylar Johnson looking for a stake of her claim on the lead as Crasta gets by. Whoa, and Dumian's been having a lot of issues coming out of turn 2. He's almost been involved in several incidents over there, but he's been fast on the racetrack. Crasta gets shuffled up to the high line. Skylar Johnson looking low. Oh, looks like we have some smoke on the front straightaway. I'm not sure what that was. Looks like the caution might be out, as car number 90 of Eugene DeMax is going to give Blake Camphausen a taste of his own medicine. Blake Camphausen turned into the wall hard. He goes spinning down the front straightaway. Keeps it going, but that car had some severe internal damage. He would go out of the race in what is our 5th caution of this event, just a little past the halfway point. More issues right in that green flag sequence. Looks like Jerry Guerra in the 71 has a tire go down. Jerry Guerra has had a lot of issues with tire downs and mechanical issues throughout the year. He's been able to finish it, but usually he gets taken out. Sidney Crasta in the 21 leads him back to the stripe. Johnson not able to get by the 21 on that race back to the yellow. Crasta is going to give the inside line, though, to Johnson. I'm not sure if that was just a miscalculation. Oh, engine gone behind them. I think that was AJ Green in the 55. How tragic, as Johnson's going to go for the race lead. Steal it, going to the line. We'll have to take a look at what happened to the 55 soon, but there is quite the battle out front here, as Skylar Johnson hanging on to the race lead. 3 wide for the second place position, as Anderson and Dodd are going to get by as well. Crasta's going to get pushed all the way back. What happened to AJ Green? Why a heater's going to go on the number 55 machine, and that is just an absolutely tragic story and just a visual representation of this year for AJ Green. It's been a bad year, and he's hoping that maybe he can get a turnaround in the second half, but I just feel so bad for the driver of the 55, and he's going to get turned by Matt Engelram in the 41. A little bit more contact with Freddie Munoz. That will bring out the caution. It's our 6th one of the day. A lot of your drivers who were involved in the early wrecks involved in this one as well. Looks like Green is going to go out of the race. Everyone else involved in this one will continue on track. Skylar Johnson, who took that race lead, will lead on lap 70 of 100. Time is winding down in this one. About 30 laps to go. See who can get it done in these late stages, as Chris Dodd in car number 88A looks down low. This driver's been great on dirt. Chris Dodd got his first career victory at the Oswego Speedway last season. Got another one this year at Jennerstown, paved track, but when it comes to short track racing, Chris Dodd is the man. Going down low to the inside line. Chris Dodd's going to get done. Oh, contact in the back. John Bunnell gets a little loose, gets into, I think, the lap car of Jerry Guerra. Look at these drivers. Just absolutely crazy out front. 3 wide for second place. That's Michael Harvey in the 72, who started near the back of this pack. Worked his way all the way up into the top 5. He's got a good machine under him today. Johnson trying to get it done. Here's Carlin Dumian trying to make the pass on the 29 machine. They're going to start to railroad now, as Johnson looking low. Could we have 3 wide for the race lead? We might. Here we go. Going into turn number 2. No, not quite. Johnson's going to back out of that one. A little too risky for her taste, as Carlin Dumian out of the United Kingdom in car number 1, another longtime veteran of this sport. He's going to look low on car number 88A, and Carlin Dumian is going to make a bid for the race lead. Can he get it done? And Dumian, the Calder winner from last year in the finale event, is going to take the race lead here at the Granby Speedway. Skylar Johnson, though, is undeterred. She's looking low underneath Chris Dodd. A lot of changing for the lead. A lot of positions being jostled around. out near the front, and a couple drivers are working their way into this one that we did not expect. There's Henrietta Fitzwater in the 61, who's worked her way up now into the top 5. I don't know where she came from. She's another driver who started near the back of the pack. But back out front, Skyla Johnson looking to the inside of car number 1. Can Johnson get it done on the inside line? She's got a good position. Can she get done? Drag race to the line. She's going to edge out car number 1 just barely. Sydney Crasta's back in the mix. Chris Dodd stuck on the outside line is going to lose a spot to Fitzwater. Crasta looking on the low line. 3 wide for the race lead as Sydney Crasta trying to go for it. Can Crasta get it done? He will. Crasta's going to steal the race lead away with a bold move to the inside line. Here comes Fitzwater. The entire top 5 is going to shuffle here as some new faces up there. How about Taylor Price in the Dreamwater Chevy? Some people may have even forgotten that he was in this race, especially because that car looks similar to the 31 of Prudence Littlejohn. Some people might get him confused on track. But Crasta out front, Fitzwater up to 2nd, Harvey up to 3rd, Price now in the 5th place position as drivers getting shuffled all about. Looks like Carlin Dumey is going to drop clear outside the top 10 after losing the race lead. As more drivers looking to play upset, there's Jonathan King, Christian Hartono right behind him. Battle out front. Looks like Henrietta Fitzwater is going to get it done in car number 61. The Mr. Sub Ford is going to go to the race lead. Michael Harvey, both Harvey and Fitzwater both started in the 30s in this event. They were near the tail end of the pack in qualifying. Fitzwater out of Australia, wife of Zachary Fitzwater Sr., who's running in race number 2. Michael Harvey, one of the 2 Harvey brothers, both of them in this race. Both of them have good showings on the racetrack when it comes to these events. Harvey, car number 72, looking low on the inside of the 61. He's got help from Price. These 3 have broken away from the pack. I don't know if these guys were saving their stuff for the end or what, but they have just worked their way through the field and have just completely changed the complexion of this race. Basically everyone who was in the top 5 about 10 laps ago is now dropped to just about outside the top 10. Harvey to the lead, Price to the inside line, Fitzwater drops to 3rd. Jonathan King in the 19 Discount Tire Machines looking at a good run. Taylor Price down low in the 35, he's going to go for the race lead. Got the pole at Homestead, and we have a car around in the back. I think that was Chris Dodd. Chris Dodd, car number 88A, is going to spin, but I don't think there's going to be a caution for that one. No caution out on the racetrack, to our knowledge. Harvey gets shuffled out of there. Let's see what happened. Looks like he's going to get turned by Sydney Crasta right in front of Eugene DeMax, and he's going to slide into the inside wall. So, unfortunate end to this day for Chris Dodd. He's going to keep it going, but he's basically out of it. We do have a report that there is a caution on the racetrack. Something happened afterward. Eugene DeMax, who almost got into him, is going to get into Brandon Crasta. They make quite the flip in turns number 3 and 4. Caution goes out. I'm surprised those 2 are still driving. That looked like a pretty rough wreck on the suspension. Here's another angle of it. Aiden Shepard involved as well in the number 14. He will keep it going with minimal damage, but DeMax and Crasta, heavy damage to their machine. Let's go on board with Crasta right now. This is the second big incident that Crasta was a part of today. Just get sent aerial in car number 09. Driver who did very well earlier this year at Concord. We'll go on board with Eugene DeMax. See what he saw. That was so close there. He thought he had dodged the bullet, but it looks like DeMax goes in with too much of a head of steam, makes contact with Crasta and ends up and over. I don't know how these 2 keep these cars in this race, but they managed to. Taylor Price on lap 93 of 100. He's going to lead them back. Let's see if we can get this race green flag to the end. Jonathan King, car number 19. Haven't talked about him much this year. This has been a good day for drivers that haven't gotten a lot of press. As King, looking low in the Discount Tires Machine, not going to get it done out of 4. Price is going to keep the lead in the Dreamwater Chevy. Taylor Price trying to hang on to it. King looking low. He's going to go for the lead. Fitzwater, Harvey, Hartono in the 24 up to the 5th place position. He's doing well in the point standings. Very consistent drive. Almost Robert Piet-like from last year. Jonathan King will lead his first laps of the event. Henrietta Fitzwater, the Mr. Submachine, looking down to the inside line. Car 72 is going to give her a bit of a push going through the corner. Dirt track, but these guys are acting like it's a super speedway. They're trying to draft and change positions. Car number 61 looking by car number 19. Only a few laps to go. Fitzwater edging him out at the line on lap number 97. Car number 72, Michael Harvey looking low. He and his brother Chester have a background in dirt racing. They've got kind of an old school mentality when it comes to racing, and both of them have really shown some success this year, especially Chester. Chester's had a lot of solid runs, not currently in the top 10 right now, but Michael Harvey trying to make something happen in one of the few Luminas in the field. 72 down for the lead, Christian Hartono, car number 24, trying to make something happen. The 72 is going to steal the race lead away. Car number 61 trying to get around the 72. Can she get it done? Looks low to the inside line. Got a good run. Gets a little loose. Not going to get it done. The 72 car is going to hang on to it. Car number 24 trying to make a pass for second place. Hartono wants to maybe spoil this one, win it at the end. See if he can lead maybe one lap to go. Caution's out. No, no caution. It's just an incident on the final lap. But coming to the line, Michael Harvey in the Western Auto Chevy is going to win here at Granby. Excellent performance by Michael Harvey. He was outside the top 30 when he started this race. Slowly picked his way up through the field until the late stages when he became a factor. A great drive for car number 72. As Michael Harvey, congratulations to him. That was quite the showing for the Harvey team. And a lot of those drivers who finished in the top 5 all had really solid days today. Cannot believe it. Let's take a look at what happened on that incident on the final lap. John Bunnell, this is the second driver he's going to turn around in that corner. He's going to turn Price into McGovern. McGovern goes down pit road, but Price saved it. And not only did Taylor Price save it, but he would beat car number 53 to the line for 8th place. Excellent drive for Taylor Price. That was some good maneuvering to turn a near wreck into a solid finish. Let's take a look at your top 10. Michael Harvey wins it, followed by Christian Hartono. Henrietta Fitzwater in third, followed by the 43 of Max Anderson. Skyla Johnson hangs on to the top 5. Prudence Littlejohn, didn't talk about her much today, but had a solid 6th place run, followed by Jonathan King, Taylor Price, John Bunnell, and Mark Nutt in his final race. He'll finish in the top 10.